Is the American Express Gold Card still worth it in 2025, especially with its new annual fee of $325? And sure, there are some new credits with Resy and Dunkin' Donuts, but for me, is that still worth it? In this video, I'm going to go through what I think about the new card, and you know that it's one of my favorites, especially if you've seen my other videos. But with these changes, how does that change my verdict? So we'll go through all of that, and then by the end of this video, you'll be able to determine for yourself if this card is right for you and if you should keep it in 2025 as well. First, the main change is the annual fee has gone up to $325, which is $75 more than it used to be. And while Amex does advertise that they've got some incredible new credits to help offset that, like Resy and Dunkin' Donuts, we'll dig into it if those are actually incredible offers. So let's talk about these credits. First, we've got Dunkin' Donuts, which if you're on the East Coast is a pretty cool benefit. But if you're like me out here on the West Coast, so for me, I'm in Seattle, this benefit is basically useless because there's no Dunkin' Donuts on this side of the country. And even if I could use it, I'm not the biggest fan of Dunkin', so I wouldn't use it regardless. And then that leaves the Resy credit, which is $100, but then you're essentially paying $75 to be able to use $100 in credit. Now, is that worth it? Well, that really depends. So to figure out if the gold card is worth it for you, whether it's to keep it or to apply for it in 2025, there's 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. The first one is, can you spend $300 a month on groceries? The second question is, can you use the $100 Resy credit or will you leave it unused? And the third one is, if you are planning on keeping the card, can you get a retention offer from Amex to keep it? And if you're able to answer yes to at least 2 of those questions, then I think the gold card could be worth it for you. Let's dig deeper. So if your renewal date was before October 2024, then you would have been charged the old $250 annual fee, which means you get all the benefits of the card for another year at the old fee, which makes it a no-brainer. But if you got the card, or if your renewal date was after October 2024, that means you would have been or you will get charged the new $325 annual fee. Now, if that is the case for you, what you want to do is either call Amex or go online and start with their chat feature and essentially ask for a retention bonus. Essentially, you want to go in and say, hey, I've been using this card, but I'm not sure if I'm getting enough value, and straight out ask if there's a retention offer available. And then see what they say. Usually they will come back and offer something, especially if you're a loyal American Express user. They will want to keep you and they'll offer you something. I've been able to do that multiple times and really gotten a lot of points that way. So definitely give that a try, because I've seen offers as high as 40,000 points for spending $3,000 over 3 to 6 months, which is an incredible value. If they don't offer you a retention offer, I would basically hang up or end the chat and try again in a week or so. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting the right person on the phone. And also, while that's happening, continue to use the card as well, just so that they see that you are using it, and that should help. If you still don't get a retention offer, then at that point, it might be time to reconsider if you want to keep the American Express Gold Card. But before you do that, let's take a look at all the other benefits that the Gold Card offers and see if you're able to take advantage of them. Because if you're paying an annual fee, you want to make sure you're maximizing every dollar of benefit from the card that you have. And that first way to maximize the value of the card is through that Resy credit. So American Express gives you $100 of credit for the year that you can use. So check your local restaurants, the ones that you go to regularly or ones that are your favorites, and see, do they accept Resy? Am I going to be able to use the $100 credit there? Because that's going to help offset that annual fee. And then if it does, then that's great. If it doesn't, then that might be another reason to potentially cancel the card. But there's still more to go through before you decide to actually cancel it. So let's dig into that. Also, before we get to that, what are your thoughts on the new gold card? Do you guys like it, or do you prefer the regular gold color? Let me know in the comments below. I'm still not sure which one I like better. I think I like the regular gold better, but this one's kind of growing on me too, so I'm just not sure yet. But let me know what you think and which card you're getting. I would love to hear. All right, so now we're getting to this place where the American Express Gold Card really shines, and that's with grocery spend. So I did some math, so we're gonna go through that, and here's the analysis. So if you spend a minimum of $300 a month on groceries at 4x the points, that's 14,400 points in a year. Now, let's assume an average value of 2 cents per point, which is pretty conservative. especially for AMEX points, that gets you a value of $288, which is pretty incredible. But before we decide that 288 is great, we've got to see what it compares to. What if you went with a regular card, a cashback card, or a regular travel rewards card? And let's say you got 2x the points in that other card. So in that card, you would get about $120 in value. Again, assuming the same 2-cent per point value. So that means by having the gold card, you're getting an incremental $168 of value. So if you spend $300 a month on groceries and you're paying a higher annual fee of $75, you're actually getting $168 in value through the AMEX Gold, which means that it's still worth it and that you're essentially breaking even on the increase of the annual fee. So you're getting $168 of value there. And then you also got to consider the fact of the $100 Resi credit. I'm not even accounting for the Dunkin' credit because I feel like it's only going to apply to like 50% of the people who live on the East Coast, so I'm not even going to consider it. Resi, I feel like, is more likely, and even if you do have access to both, I feel like it's very rare that someone takes advantage of every single credit that a credit card offers. So we're just going to assume like $100 across Resi and Dunkin'. So now you're at $268, which is positive compared to the old annual fee of $250, so you're already benefiting. And then you're not even accounting for the retention offer, which let's say you get that 40,000 bonus points. Now that's really tipping the favors of maybe the gold card, even with its new annual fee, is still worth it in 2025. So what's the final verdict? I think that if you're able to take advantage of grocery spend on this card, you're able to take advantage of the Resi credit, and you're able to take advantage of a retention offer when your card renews, I think that this card is a no-brainer. Especially what's really nice about the annual fee increase is it gives you almost like a lever to negotiate with Amex to get that retention offer. If there was no change in the annual fee, I feel like sometimes it's harder to get that retention offer, but when they increase fees, then you're like, well, now it's different, now it's not the same as what I applied for, so they're more likely to give you one. So I think if you're able to get all three, this card is still very valuable, and for me, I'm still keeping it. I originally thought that the card wasn't going to be worth it anymore, but after this analysis, I think I'm going to keep it. But let me know in the comments below what you're going to do. Are you applying for this card? Have you already applied for it? Are you going to keep it in 2025? Let me know below, and then also let me know what color you're going to get because I'm really interested to hear about that and see which one is the favorite. So let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video.